What's going on, Gambino Mafia? It's your host, Gambino. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about post-Super Bowl. Unless you didn't watch the Super Bowl last night, which I'm pretty sure majority of the world did. They showed people in Ghana, Germany, and I'm pretty sure Brazil. You've seen that the Kansas City Chiefs beat the Philadelphia 76ers 37-33. Tongue tie. There's been a lot of controversy on the holding call, but even James Bradbury went on record to say that, yeah, I put on his jersey. I thought they was going to let it slide. It is what it is. If you're a Philadelphia Eagles fan, you're probably annoyed because you're thinking that it's this big game that you should have just let the call go. But in this case, the big game is when it really matters the most. The dynamic of the game was weird in that fact that call changed the whole momentum of the game. The Eagles came out firing. Jalen Hurts was doing his thing. And at the end, going into the second half, Patrick Mahomes had that leg tackle to see him get hurt. He got up limping. He limped off to the bench, and you were wondering, like, what's going to come of this? And they came out, and it was just like a completely different team. They were firing on all cylinders, and you can only say it's all thanks to Patrick Mahomes. The man he's second to none. He's the best quarterback in the league, and don't really care what your opinion is about it because that's just the fact. But that's not why we're here. If you're here new to the channel, welcome. Enjoy the content. Scroll around the channel, see some of the other content we have. If you're a returner, thanks for coming back. We're going to dive into a topic that not many people would find relatively to talk about because everybody's going to be talking about Patrick Mahomes versus Tom Brady. And I'm not going to be one of those guys because SportsCenter and First Take, Shannon Sharp, and Stephen A. Smith, all those guys are going to be talking about Brady versus Mahomes. And it's going to go on for 2-3 weeks, a month, maybe even until next season. But I'd rather talk about something that's a little left field. And that's the comparison of greatness at the age of 27. Patrick Mahomes is 27 years old, and I'm pretty sure if you see that, you see what we're going to be talking about. Let's go to Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is 27 years old and 149 days. At 27 years old and 149 days, the man is a two-time MVP, two-time Super Bowl champion, and a two-time Super Bowl MVP. It just speaks for itself. AP MVP, Super Bowl champ, Super Bowl MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, 2018 Best Player Award, Offensive Player of the Year 2 times. At the age of 27, the numbers speak for themselves, and you would be living under a rock to not be able to accept his greatness. Well, you can't compare Brady to Mahomes. Brady's the GOAT. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Brady's the GOAT. But at the age of 27, I'm going to be sidetracked here because all these old heads are going to be stuck clicking off the video, already in the keyboard. You can't compare Mahomes to Brady. Brady's the GOAT. 27, Brady hadn't done what Mahomes has done. He didn't have any MVPs. He had the rings, the Offensive Player of the Year. If we go over here, click on Mahomes, Brady's. Yeah, Brady's the GOAT. Look at these numbers, bro. They speak for themselves. He's the GOAT. But at age 27, he hadn't done what Mahomes had done. So he was 27 in the year 2004, right? Okay, boom. Let's go to MVP. So let me click this. At age 27, but he didn't have any MVPs. Well, he played in a league with quarterbacks that were better than him. What? Now you're just going back on your word. Because if you think about it, Mahomes has to play with Brady. He's playing with Rodgers. He's playing with Ben Roethlisberger. You've got young guys like Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow. Like, that argument doesn't make any sense, and it doesn't add up because Brady had great quarterbacks in his league, and you can't sit back and say that he didn't. You had guys like Aaron Rodgers, yeah. My mind's drawing a blank, and my computer did not click this tab like I wanted it to. Give me a second. We are going to go. I want to look at MVPs. Seasons. MVP. Let's look at some of these past MVPs. And you'll see that the Mahomes having 2 at 27 is crazy. It's astronomical for him to be this young and to be this great, and you guys not giving him the respect that he deserves. All right, here we go. Let's go to the Mahomes page. Open this one and this one. All right, so we're going to this page that's got all the MVPs of the past. And you'll see that the numbers don't lie in the case of Patrick Mahomes. This wasn't what this video is supposed to be about, but we're going to take a look at it. So 2004, Brady was 27. Look at all these guys. Joe Montana, Steve Young, Emmitt Smith, Brett Favre. Tom Brady had to play against Brett Favre. Tom Brady is the Brett Favre for Patrick Mahomes. You got Barry Sanders, Marshall Faulk, Kurt Warner, Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning's probably more realistic version of Tom Brady to Mahomes. He didn't win his first one until 2007 at 30. Mahomes already has 2 at 27. The numbers don't lie. They're there. The proof is in the pudding, is that what they always say, isn't it? So why do y'all think that we can't compare Brady to Mahomes? I'm genuinely curious. This video is a lot different than what I'm used to doing. It's usually playing some kind of game or something. But in today's video, it's just gonna be me, a mic, and a webcam, and we're just gonna talk some things. A little bit of rambling. Mahomes he's a generational talent. We say that a lot about guys like him and LeBron, but in this case, it's true, bro. It's true. The kid is great. I call him a kid, but he's literally almost the same age as I am. His birthday is the 17th of September. Mine's the 2nd of August. We're the same age. The kid's got 2 MVPs, 2 Super Bowls with 2 Super Bowl MVPs. The Brady to Mahomes comparison's got to happen. And it's got to happen now because the kid is just, his resume is just building and building and building itself up. He's chiseling his name into the concrete of some of the greatest quarterback of all time. You can't put him in top 10, but why not? Honestly, why can't you? Because in theory, he's doing the things that a lot of these quarterbacks didn't do. He's got 2 rings already at 27. But I digress. That's not why we're here. We're here to compare different sports. If you saw the tab, you saw my man Giannis Antetokounmpo, who is 28. So the physicality behind this video is greatness under the age of 30. And this man Giannis is great at the age of 28. Giannis Antetokounmpo is a 1-time NBA champion, 2-time MVP, 1-time Defensive Player of the Year, NBA top 75 at the age of 28, All-Star MVP, 5-time All-Defense, 6-time All-NBA, 2016-2017 Most Improved. So you say you're getting off track. I am. If you just look at the numbers, Mahomes and Giannis are the best players of their leagues. LeBron's still in the league. He's the best player in the game. It's not Giannis. Oh, brother. Where do I even begin with that? I'm not going to feed into what you want to hear because this is my channel and my video, not yours. Giannis is the best player in the league, and his resume speaks for itself. I just read off the man's accolades. It's crazy. At 28, he's doing all this already. People are going to bring up Jordan. People are going to bring up Bron. We're not talking about that. This isn't a him versus him. You guys probably heard my daughter crying in the background. She wanted to come in. But I'm trying to record this video real quick, and then I'll go spend time with them before I got to go to work. I wanted to get this quick video out. I asked my brother who the MLB's version of the Giannis Mahomes would be, and he said Shohei Ohtani. And his thought process was pretty accurate. I was originally thinking Aaron Judge because Aaron Judge he's an absolute animal. But if you look at the content Giannis has one player beside him, and Chris Middleton. Who's Patrick Mahomes have? Who might go down as the greatest tight end of all time, and Travis Kelce. Shote's just got Mike Trout. These three guys are all superstars with a second man talent. Batman to the Robin, no. Kobe and Shaq, LeBron and D Wade, no Ella. And it just speaks for itself. I'm going to play this audio clip. It's real short. Hopefully you'll be able to hear it well.
And the reason why I picked Shohei Ohtani is because if you look at the roster constructed around him, they're not very good. They have one really good player other than Shohei Ohtani, and that's Mike Trout. He's not as good as the contract that he signed, being like, $500 million? But he's still a really, really good player. Just like Patrick Mahomes. He has Travis Kelce. That's it. And they both make the most out of what they have. The only reason why the Angels haven't been to a Super Bowl, or a World Series, is because they play 160-some games. So your greatness has to last much longer than 17 games like Patrick Mahomes, or 60-some games like Giannis, because stars in the NBA sit out about 15 to 20 games a season, and rightfully so. They should definitely just lower the season count so that we can get the most out of each time we go to see these players play. But Aaron Judge has all of these other all-star players. He's had Giancarlo Stanton. He's had, forgive me, my baseball knowledge isn't up to par right now, but I just know he's been surrounded by nothing but big sluggers and great outfield play and a really good coach. And Shohei don't have that. He just makes the most out of what he's got, and he's very dominant, and just like Patrick Mahomes.
So that was my brother's take on the opinion. If you enjoyed that little bit of excerpt from my bro Fredro, we're planning on starting a podcast called the Uncommon Opinion Podcast, coming soon. Stay tuned for that, because he has basketball knowledge, sports knowledge, life knowledge, Marvel knowledge, movie knowledge, very similar to mine. And we're going to just sit down and just ramble, voice our opinions on certain topics. What's the best movie? What was the best album? Things of that nature. This, that, and the third kind of thing. Just two dudes sitting down behind a camera with a microphone talking, gauging each other's opinions and gauging the opinions of the people who are watching the videos. But back to the matter at hand. Mahomes and Giannis. Yes, buddy. Y'all have to excuse this. Oh, sorry, buddy. It's crazy to think that the Bucks are, the last time I checked, we're on a 10-game winning streak. Let's go take a look at that. And I felt like it wasn't being talked about enough.
Why don't be done E? The 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Lala.
She just counted to 11 at the age of 2. I'm so proud of her. The NBA standings.
Lala, E, B, C, D.
Bucks, 10-game winning streak. Second in the West, 2 games behind the Boston Celtics, who have been rolling.
E.
And it just seems like,
Lala, E.
hold on, buddy. It just seems like no one's talking about it enough. That there's a real chance that these guys could really make a deep push in the playoffs and even win a second ring. Everybody's too focused on.
Lala, E.
No. People were too focused on trade deadline. All the Phoenix Suns are going to push the win, but those guys can't stay healthy. Giannis can stay healthy. Boston can stay healthy. 76ers, I'm not really super worried about them. James Harden seems to always fade away when it comes to the big moments in the big games. And Giannis isn't going to do that. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are a dynamic duo that is a force to be reckoned with in the East. And my Cavs will probably have to end up facing them. And that's just the matter at hand. You're probably thinking you're just going on at this point. I really am. Because there's just so much that could be talked about in one of these videos. And it's hard to keep track, really. And there's no cuts to these. There's no jump cuts. There's no editing. It's just me, my mic, and my webcam. The well, right now Ella and my dog Zoe. Something else I'd like to talk about is the fact that no one's really discussing that the fact that the Dallas Mavericks and the Phoenix Suns could really have a head-on-head competition in the playoffs. Barring any severe issues or injuries, all those teams stay healthy, they could really be a matchup, first, second conference finals matchup that will go down in history. Kyrie versus KD, Luka versus Devin Booker after that, with that beef after the Mavericks laid down the pipe on the Suns in Game 7 when Luka said, "Everybody talks when they're up. Everybody talks when they're up," and came back and gave them boys the business. Yes, buddy.
Mommy.
Okay, come on. But we're too worried on the current moment and not the future or the past. And the future states that the West is deep. And the East is pretty locked between the top two teams, the Celtics and the Bucks. Everybody else just kind of fighting for their spot in the playoff bracket. She's so silly. Gosh, I lost my train of thought. I digress. Nikola Jokic is probably going to be a 3-time MVP by the end of this season. And it's crazy to think. This is the Ella podcast now, not the Gambino Gaming Show. People are going to say, what about recency bias or voters fatigue?
That's funny.
Ella is so funny.
Why did I find
There is no voters fatigue when the numbers speak for themselves. The Nuggets are... Computer would hurry up. God, this computer's so slow. The Nuggets are the number one team in the West. At 39-18. 6-4 in their last 10. 28-11 in their in the conference, and 26-4 home, 13-14 away. And they are rolling. And that's all thanks to Nikola Jokic. The man is a master class. Conversation probably going to be who's better, Joel or Jokic. Well, Jokic has got the hardware. He's got back-to-back MVPs. And if you think about it, if barring no injuries to Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr., the Nuggets would have made a deep push in the playoffs last year. Probably deeper than the 76ers did. But that's a conversation that nobody really wants to have. I know that people value defense, and they say Jokic doesn't play defense. The guy plays defense. It's not really an on-ball, more of a help, more not a blocker, but stopping the people from scoring at the rim. He's not a Walker Kessler or a Rudy Gobert or Jared Allen, Jaren Jackson Jr., or a Mitchell Robinson, Bam Adebayo. He's going to get in the way to make sure that you don't score at the cup. And it goes on to say that he get his guys back, and they're 5 games ahead of the second team. And you see the number difference within the West with, the Lakers still aren't even in the playoff picture yet, even after all those trades. That the award is Nikola Jokic's is to win, and it's just as simple as that. If everything stays put as it is, they finish the first seed. Chance of winning probably 60 games, 55 to 65 games. It'll be his award to win. Gosh, my mind. And there will be no conversation. You will start having to putting that guy in some top conversations, top 10 centers, top 10 bigs, top 10 whatever. He's going to have to go in that conversation if he wins a 3rd MVP this year. if you made it this far in the video, I really appreciate you listening to 20 minutes and 50 seconds or so, however long this video is going to finish out to be.
Dada, why did we have? Why did we talk? Better for.
She just wants to be like Dad. I appreciate you sticking around. If you're watching the videos consistently and you're subscribed, I really appreciate it. If you're finding this video and you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe and check out the rest of the content. Leave a like, comment, tell me what your opinions are. Tell me if I'm tripping, if I'm geeked up, because I really want to have some conversations in the comments about what your guys' opinions are on how the comparison of Mahomes versus Giannis, or even Shohei Ohtani as the masterclass of their league. Some people may not think Shohei is the best player in the MLB.
Dada.
People may not think Giannis is the best player or Mahomes is the best player, but the numbers are there for both of those guys. There are going to be pictures in these in this video to show these resumes with some very good infographics. Stop, Ella. With some good infographics that I've found on browse across the web. Even though we read them, there's other things to be seen. Like these guys are great, and this video is going to be a lot different. And we're going to get more videos of these of just me holding the mic, looking into the camera, going across some of these player stats, looking at certain things across the NBA once now that the NFL is over with. And I'm going to try to get into some other sports, try to get more into MLB, maybe even some hockey, because there's people out there who look for good hockey content or good MLB content and just can't find someone that does the talking that they want to hear. And I want to be that guy for everybody. I'm going to start talking movies, maybe even anime, books, just life in general. Trying to build this community and connecting with my audience. But I may not have hit all the points that I had in my head when I was writing the script, because they say that the NFL and all these sports are scripted. When I was writing this script in my head for this video, I probably didn't hit all the points that I had when I was thinking about it. But I feel like I addressed all the things that I wanted to discuss. Bearing that Mahomes and Giannis are very similar, both great under 30, best players in their subjective leagues, with the hardware and the jewelry to match. And even discussing a very small amount of the Mahomes versus Brady conversation up until the age of 27. Mahomes has a very long career ahead of him, barring any injuries. Knock on wood. The man is he's going to go down as top whatever, 1, 2, 3, depending on who you are. He might not even be in your top 10, and I would say that was bogus as fuck. Giannis is already in the top whatever, the power forwards at the age of 27, because he's done what a lot of guys haven't. Karl Malone's had the numbers. Tim Duncan is the best power forward of all time. Dirk is up there. Kevin Garnett. And the list goes on, but you got to start putting Giannis' name up there. 2 MVPs and a championship all before the age of 27 is a lot younger than a lot of these other guys had done it. And it leads me to believe that him and Mahomes is not even, maybe barely even in their prime, and their ceiling is just still so very high. If both of these guys retired today, they would be bona fide Hall of Famers without a doubt in my mind. It's just that simple. Yeah, simple.
Simple.
But I think that's it for the video. If you made it this far, 25 minutes or so, make sure you leave a like, comment what you liked about my video, what you would like to hear me talk about in the future. Subscribe. Go check out some of the shorts. Check out some of the Fortnite videos. Maybe Madden. Let me know what you'd like to see me play. And I'll be down there in the comments having conversations. I want to become very indulged with my community. And keep your eyes out for that Uncommon Opinions podcast coming with my brother Freddie. ETA is not really chiseled into the concrete yet. We got the frameworks built. We just got to get together. He lives about 40 minutes from where I'd live, so it's just getting together, be able to sit down with some mics and a camera and really talking about some stuff. So leave some topics down there that you'd like to hear us talk about in the first podcast. And I'll see you guys in the next video.
Dada.
Hold on, buddy. But until then, I have been your host, Gambino, and this is Gambino Gaming. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. She's being shy. Shout out to Zoe in the back. I love you guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Until next time. Peace.